Good day, everyone. I hope that everyone is staying warm during these frigid days. I read a wonderful article this morning from the National Catholic Reporter by Carolyn Ansell, a writer and a musician from Tucson, Arizona. She entitled the article, "At 80, My Heart Has No Boundaries." So at 80, she writes of entering a new spiritual stage, that of transformation. She writes that she retired at 72, struggling to let go of her former identities that gave her a sense of self-worth and also an imagined sense of self-importance, struggling to let go of her need for control, her need to be something in the eyes of others, rather than, as she writes, simply someone who lives and loves and is grateful for each person, each day, each breath. She also goes on to say that for years she has written much about let go, let God. And she had good intentions, but now hasn't done a very good job at it yet. Then she goes on to quote Benedictine Sister Joan Chittister in her book, The Gift of Years. And she writes, "It is in our later years that the real subject of religion, the relationship between a human being and the Creator, and the consequent surrender to the spiritual meaning of life becomes real." The relationship between the human being and the Creator and the surrender to the spiritual meaning of life becomes real. Carolyn in the article writes that now she's ready to surrender to the spiritual meaning of life. That's a good challenge for all of us, no matter how old we are. In the midst of all the challenges that we face in our world, our nation, and our church, perhaps this is the one way that we can achieve peace through all of these challenges, if we struggle to surrender to the spiritual meaning of life. And we must always be involved in transformation. We find ourselves always struggling to let go and to let God. But this is where we will find our peace as we face the challenges of the next few years. So let us take that wonderful phrase that Chittister uses and that Carolyn is struggling to do at 80. Let us all surrender to the spiritual meaning of life. And that's where we'll find our peace. Have a warm week, everyone. Take care.